Everyone has an opinion on Scrum Masters. Some people think that they're glorified meeting organizers. Others think that they're failed project managers. Others still will say that they're Jew admins, just with better titles. And then you got the skeptics who swear that Scrum Masters do absolutely nothing. But here's the thing, when you meet a truly great Scrum Master, the difference is night and day. They can completely transform how a team works. Not by magic, not by shouting agile values, but by making a team more focused, more resilient, and more effective. So how do you tell if you've actually got one of these great Scrum Masters? Or if you're in a role, how do you... Well, today I'm going to break down the 5 unmistakable signs of a great Scrum Master. We'll go deeper than usual cliches, and we'll look at the contrast between good and bad. We'll even dip into research like Amy Edmondson's work on psychological safety, because there's actual science in this area. So let's jump in. Sign number 1, that you have a great Scrum Master. They make themselves invisible, almost invisible. And this is the paradox. Great Scrum Masters don't look like they're doing much. And that's the point. In a bad stand-up, the Scrum Master is the center of gravity. Everyone reports to them, they nod, they move on to the next person. It's all about status. In a great stand-up, though, the teams talk to one another. They align on the sprint goal. And Scrum Master, it might not be there, but the ceremony works either way. Think of it like a football referee. When they do their job, you barely notice them. They keep the game flowing. They only step in when the rules are broken or the play is blocked. When you do notice them constantly, blow the whistle, stopping the game, it's usually because something's gone wrong. So one test, if your Scrum Master disappears for a day, does the team still function? If the answer is yes, then you might have a good one. Sign number 2, they ruthlessly kill useless meetings. Bad Scrum Masters love meetings. Every problem, add a ceremony. Every blocker, sign up a new recurring slot. Great Scrum Masters know the opposite is true. The best ceremony is the one you don't need anymore. They're constantly asking, is this meeting adding value? Is it helping the team deliver? If the answer is no, cut it or reshape it until it's useful. My personal motto is that every minute we waste in a meeting is a minute that we don't get back. Meetings should not feel like a hostage situation, and this is supported by research by Atlassian and others. Meeting overload is one of the top drivers of burnout. Great Scrum Masters get this instinctively. They protect the team's focus time like it's gold. If your Scrum Master is saving you more time than they take up, make sure you keep them. Sign number 3 that you've got a great Scrum Master. They protect the flow, not your feelings. There's a misconception here that Scrum Masters are there to make the team feel happy. That's not true. The job is to protect the flow, and the flow is the lifeblood of delivery. When flow breaks down because random stakeholder request or a hidden blocker or constant context switching, delivery collapses and morale goes with it, and the quality of the outcome just nosedives. A great Scrum Master knows to keep the eye on the flow. They spot bottlenecks before they explode, they shield the team from drive-by scope drops, and they fight for clear priorities. Sometimes that means saying no. Sometimes it means having an awkward conversation with a senior stakeholder. Sometimes it means showing the metrics, cycle time, work in progress, throughput, and proving why another request will just blow everything up. And here's the kicker, protecting the flow ends up protecting the team's feelings as well, because nothing kills morale than feeling stuck, overloaded, or being jerked around by random demands. A study from McKinsey in 2022 found that high-flow teams, ones with fewer interruptions and clearer priorities, were 3 times more likely to hit their objectives and 50% less likely to burn out. So next time you want to test you've got a good Scrum Master, ask, are they fighting for our flow, or are they adding in just more fun team building sessions? Sign number 4, they coach everyone, not just the team. Bad Scrum Masters think that their job is only about the dev team. The great ones know that they're coaching the whole system. This means nudging the product owner when refinement turns into scope creep, helping leadership ask better questions about delivery, teaching stakeholders what a forecast is and what it isn't, encouraging devs to take more ownership of blockers instead of waiting to be rescued. The Scrum Guide literally says that Scrum Masters serve the team, the PO, and the organization. Most people just ignore the last 2. Great Scrum Masters don't. And here's where the research comes in. Amy Edmondson's work on psychological safety shows that teams perform better when leaders model vulnerability, asking questions, admitting uncertainty. A Scrum Master who can coach leaders into that's gold. So if your Scrum Master only ever talks to the devs, you've got a facilitator. If they're quietly coaching your PO, your stakeholders, and even your managers, then you've got a change agent. Here's the final sign. Great Scrum Masters are relentless about improvement. They don't treat retros like karaoke nights. They treat them as experiments. Every retro ends with one concrete change and they follow up. They use metrics as mirrors, not as weapons. Cycle time, throughput, forecast accuracy, not as a blame, but to learn. They bring in new facilitation techniques like future backwards or sailboat retros to keep those conversations fresh. They challenge the team with data. Did we really finish what we thought we would? What slowed us down? What helped? They know if the team isn't improving sprint to sprint. This links to Dora research again. Elite performers are not just fast, they're always improving. A Scrum Master's obsession with experiments is what keeps that cycle alive. All right, those were 5 signs of a good Scrum Master, of a fantastic Scrum Master. So let's switch it around, okay? Let's have a bit of fun. How do you spot a terrible Scrum Master? It's easy. They think that their job is moving tickets in Jira, sending Slack reminders about a stand-up, and booking every meeting in your calendar. That is not a Scrum Master. That's more of a Scrum mascot. And mascots, while they're great for sports, not great for delivery. So if you're wondering, do we have a great Scrum Master? Ask yourself, is this person making us better at delivery, or are they just making sure that the ceremonies happen in time? And here's a bonus sign to help you understand this a little bit more. A great Scrum Master works to make themselves less needed. They build self-managing teams. They rotate facilitation. They help the team own their own improvement. And over time, the team does not rely on them every meeting. This doesn't mean that they're redundant. It means that they're free to focus on the bigger picture, coaching across teams, helping the organization tackle systemic problems, and guiding leadership. In fact, the ultimate compliment for a Scrum Master is when a team says, we don't need them anymore. That's when you know that their job is done. All right, let's recap. 5 signs of a great Scrum Master are: number 1, they make themselves almost invisible. 2, they ruthlessly kill any useless meetings. 3, they protect flow, not feelings. 4, they coach everyone in the system. 5, they're obsessed with improvement. And the bonus sign is that they're working to scale themselves out. Now, if you've got someone like this, buy them a coffee, protect them, don't let them go. If you don't, maybe it's time to ask, do we actually have a Scrum Master, or is it a Scrum Mascot? I put this together in a fun checklist, Scrum Master or Scrum Mascot, you can grab from the description. Print it, bring it to your next retro, and see how your team scores. If you've enjoyed watching this, hit subscribe for more no-fluff, agile content, and tell me in the comments what's the best single thing that your Scrum Master ever did.